Hooray, I hope this is it. Oh dear. This is... Right, let me see. Is this going to come up on here? It says it's upcoming. Am I going to be going live? Who knows? It says it's waiting for Jane Royston. But I thought I was here. Right, let's come off of here. If this is live, I apologise in advance because this is probably very tedious. Right, let me see. I'm live! Hurrah! Oh dear, I'm watching myself. Oh, I am live at last. Oh, I apologise if anybody was expecting me a bit earlier. I'm not sure if anybody will be watching this live, but even if you're not, I'm doing this because I've been meaning to... Morning, Caroline. I've been meaning to make a video of these things that I've bought for over a week, and I have just not got around to it. I've had a horrible cold, and I've just had a nightmare with my editing program. I might just try and raise that up a little bit more. Sorry, so you get a bit more of the table in. So hopefully that's a bit better. Yeah, so I've forgotten what I was even saying. Oh, yeah, I had a nightmare. I made a video a few weeks back, and I couldn't get it to export, and so I've been scared to make a video on my actual camera in case I spend hours on something and then it just won't export, and in the end I had to just delete it, and it was So I thought I would do a live of what I bought, and then I might have time to make a little journal page with some of it as well. So I have been up to Yorkshire a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago? Crikey, it was a couple of weeks ago now. And we went to York, which I wanted to go to, and we also went to Harrogate. And in Harrogate is Diane Reevely from Ranger's shop, Art from the Heart. So I had to... didn't specifically go to... No, okay. I did probably specifically go to Harrogate because I wanted to go to the shop. But we didn't only go to the shop. We only went to the shop briefly-ish. Because it was only really me that wanted to go there. And then we went into actual Harrogate. So I did go, and I wanted to buy things that I wouldn't buy online normally. So this bag is not all what I bought from Art from the Heart, I have to say. I'm going to take out the things I bought. So I decided this year I wanted to do some Halloween-y type things, which I don't normally do. And I had seen some of the stuff, let me move that over there, that has been released recently. So I'll just go through what I got. So I saw this. Oh, this is one of the latest releases. This is Halloween 2024. And I love all the words and things that Tim Holtz does. So I have got some of these clippings in the normal words, so to speak. So I wanted to get these on because they had the Halloween ones. But I liked with this book is that it's not all just the words. You get 5 sheets of the words, and then you get stickers with the skulls and hats and masks, which I thought were fun because they could go on all sorts of different characters. But then I really liked these. These I thought would be really good for art journaling and for mixed media and things like that to go in. Especially I do love things to do with photo frames and film strips. So you just get a couple of sheets of those as well. So I just thought that was a nice little sort of mixture. It's sticker book, Halloween 2024, Tim Holtz Ideology. It probably has got a price on it. Yeah, it was $6.99. I bought all these were bought directly in the shop. So that was that one. I also desperately wanted to get the collage paper for Halloween 2024. Now, previously, Let me see if I can find some. Oh, I can't get it in the drawer because I've got stuff in it. Ooh, it's all going to fall out. Oh, I've lost the lid for that. Where's the lid for that? Oh, I bought previously the Ideology collage paper that's in the rolls, and then I love it and I do use it. I've got this one is the field notes. No, it's not. It's entomology. And I've also got I can't get it out of the drawer. It's the typography one. But you get sort of a piece and then it repeats and you get an awful lot on a roll and it's all the same, if you know what I mean. So I liked the idea that these are actually sheets of collage paper. So I think you get 2 sheets. I have to open it, have a look. I think you get 2 sheets of each, but you get all these different designs. So you're getting a lot more different. So I would rather have sort of like less of each one, if you know what I mean, but have lots of different ones. That's how I sort of like using things. So you get the lovely typography, but then this one, because it's Halloween, you get your skulls, you get beetles. To me aren't Halloween. I love beetles and I love moths. So a lot of this to me isn't specifically Halloween, possibly the skull, possibly the like haunted house, but the rest of it is very sort of generic. You got numbers, you got text, you got a door, a gate rather, flowers. So let me get it open. Let me see. I haven't opened. This is why I needed to do. I love creepy crawlers. This is why I had to do this live, because until I make the video, I sort of feel like I can't use things. I can't even get them out the packet, which is really silly. But I thought, oh, well, I'm going to do this as a live, and then I've shown it, and people can watch it back. Oh no, hold on. There's one of each, is there? So let me just see. I'm trying to see if there's a repeat. No, I think there's. Is there a repeat? Yes, there are 2 of each. I think they're repeated like that. So, and they're that lovely sort of collagey paper. This is why I always stamp on the shiny side of the plain stuff, because I always think whenever you get printed collage paper, it's always printed on that shiny side. So I always figure that's the side you should. So you got. Let's move that. So I'll get a bit of cardboard. Oh, I don't know if I need to actually. I've got a nice white background here, haven't I? Let's move you. Right, so we've got the beetle. Let's put them over there as I go. You've got like a crackle. You've got. Do you know what? I don't know if I think they're moths, but they are lovely moths. They're really pretty. Do you know what? I really did look at getting the moth wings, the transparent wings for the moths, but to be honest, I've got a whole packet of the transparent wings for the butterflies, which I haven't really used that much. So I didn't feel I could justify really nice bits of like receipts, invoice type things. Lovely gate. But again, I mean, this is a Halloween pack, but it's not really Halloween, I don't think. I mean, you could use that fairy tale, couldn't you? This one probably, yeah, this is a bit more Halloweeny. I love numbers. Numbers are just one of my favourite things. So that's a really nice one. Well, they're all really, I really like them. I like the fact that you get 2 of each. You get a real variety. I haven't got the same ones over and over. As much as I love the other collage tissue, I like the idea that, oh look, it's like oh, I can't think. Like a form. I think what the word was. Lovely text. Love a script. Love scripts so much. And again, so you could like really layer these up as well. So that's what I like. By the way, I paid for everything I'm showing today. This is not a sponsored video. The only closeness I get to sponsoring is that if I use stuff that is for companies that I'm on design team for, or obviously Clever Prints, I actually do design and demonstrate for, so that's different. But everything else that's other companies, unless I say otherwise, I have. But that actually isn't even a haunted house. It's a really beautiful house. It's really nice. I really like that one, which I didn't think I would. Oh, and look like a library. No, when you used to get your library books stamped. Do they still do that? I haven't been in the library for so long. The last time I went to the library was with Alfie when he was quite little, and I think they did still stamp the books, yeah. And it's like a web, but it's not, if you know what I mean. There's not a spider inside. So they are really lovely. I do really like them. You get 2 sheets of each. And now I am not going to even try to put that. So that's those 2 things that I got while I was in there. The other thing I really wanted while I was there was... Oh, this is not a new thing, actually, from Tim Holtz. I didn't know. These were $4.99. That was $5.99, I think. These are $4.99. He's just recently brought out a stamp set that I really loved, which was all called Curator. And it's all like little labels. And I really loved it. But I knew that if I bought the stamp set, I would not get enough use out of it to justify the cost of the stamp set, if that makes sense. So I saw that they actually had an ephemera pack, snippets, which is Curator, which is those little labels. And I was going to look for it if it was in the shop. I didn't know if they would have it, but they did have. I don't know if this was the last pack, but this was, where does it tell you? 233 pieces, and I figured if I bought the stamp set I would never stamp 233 of them little labels, so I thought that was just so much of a better idea for me. So it's not Halloweeny, but it's very journally-ish. And then but what I did get that was Halloweeny, and I don't know if these are new this year or not, things that I never would normally buy, and that was my thing when I went there. I thought I'm going to buy things that I wouldn't normally order online, so that I got some different things from there. So I got little skulls, but these drippy candles, which I think the skull in this format, that's a new for this year. I think the drippy candles have been out before, but what I want to do this year, I'll show you this. I found this in a charity shop in, I think in Harrogate, actually. It was in Harrogate. It was after I bought all this because I saw this. I'm just looking in general. I was looking for a bunting, actually, like Tim Holtz does. I didn't get a bunting in there. I've got this instead, which I'll talk to you about. But I saw this in a charity shop. And I don't even know what it was originally. It was £3 something. I don't know what it was meant for. I don't think it was a light. It's got a big hole in the middle. Maybe it was a lamp, but you can undo the screws and you can take that off. And I thought, oh, wow, I can make a whole like Halloween scene in there. We'll wait and see. If you think that that's a good idea for me to make a video of, then do please leave it in the comments. Not in the live chat, because the live chat will disappear, but in the actual comments afterwards. I thought that would make a really nice Halloween feature, but, you know, who knows? I'll probably never end up making it. And the last thing I actually bought in Art from the Heart was, I wanted to get the little Halloween lights. And these aren't brand new. They brought these out, I think, last year. I got these ones. Yeah, it's Caroline. That's the thing. I thought, I'm not going to get things that I would quite happily go. So I thought, I'm not buying ink pads or anything from there because I got tons of ink, distress inks and everything, and I can get them online easily. I know what they are. I'll want to look at things that I wouldn't normally sort of buy, and when I see it in the packet and in the flesh, I can go, oh yeah, that would be good. So these ones, you get it's one's green and one's purple. And I went for these ones. They do them as white, but I thought I can get really cheap white lights, you know, from Poundland and all those sorts of shops, but you don't generally see the coloured ones. So I mean, because they were like the $7.99, which is quite expensive for little lights, but I did think that made it was a little bit different because it was a special treat of being there. You know, I sort of went ahead and bought them. And I did think that inside that bulb, if I did something so that you could have the pack at the bottom, so you could get to the switch and then have the light somehow around it. But I've also got Pretty Gets Gritty brought out recently their more alarming clock die, and I've made one in black, which I want to do a Halloween sort of scene in it, and also that's got a hole in the back, so I thought that would be good to put the lights in. And again, I could stick the pack to the back of the clock and then have the lights on the inside. I thought that might be quite nice as a little... And I don't normally do Halloween. I don't know what's happened to me this year. I've sort of gone mad with Halloween. So that and that was what I bought in Art from the Heart. And I just went Tim Holtz ideology mad, because I thought I don't normally buy an awful lot of stuff, so I'll get it in the shop where I can see it. It was it's a lovely shop, I have to say. I could have spent a fortune in that. I didn't spend a fortune in there. I think it came to about £30-something, which I didn't think was that bad, and I didn't have to pay the shipping. Unless I'd paid to go to Yorkshire, which for us, obviously, we're on the Isle of Wight, so it wasn't close. But I've always wanted to go to York. It's always somewhere. I did history for my degree, so history is something I love. I love watching anything to do with, most things to do with history on the television. Thank you, Caroline. I'm hopefully I'll get round to everything I was going to do. That's the plan. I might do the clock first. The clock will probably be the easiest. So York was lovely. Harrogate was lovely. It's all lots of walking, I have to say. I'm not used to all the walking. Now, this, I did ask when I was in the shop. There was a lovely lady, I can't remember her name, who was working in there. And I did ask if they had any of this, because this is something I've been umming and ahhing about buying so many times online. And unfortunately, they didn't have it in. And she did say it's an older product, so they probably don't have it in the shop anymore. So I did go online, which seemed a bit silly afterwards, because I've so wanted this so many times. But I got it. My husband has signed up for a free Amazon Prime trial. Yeah, again, they give you them every so often. And we have a household one. So if one of us signs up, me and him both get it. And most of the time I don't even realise. So I went on, I was looking at this, I was thinking, it's not going to be worth it, because it was £4 something postage on top. And then I looked and saw that we had Prime. So I got this, and it came like 1 or 2 days later. It is a beautiful, beautiful place, isn't it? Did love it. So this is the film strip ribbon. So that gives you that little bit. I've been umming and ahhing whether to get this for ages, because I do have, on one of my Pretty Gets Greedy sets, a film strip stamp. So I could, but it's bigger, it's wider than this. So I can sort of make my own, but I don't, if you know what I mean. So I thought this as well, I can take it to any length. Let me get it out. Ooh, there we go. So, you can tell I really truly haven't got any of this out. I've just put it in the bag and moved it away from myself so that I didn't touch it. There we go. So it's like, do you know what I was thinking recently? I was thinking, do you remember those days when you used to get your photos developed, from a proper film? I used to send them off to, I think it was Super Prints or someone. And every time they came back with your photos and your negatives, and I think I used to just chuck them away, and now I'm so annoyed, because those negatives would have been fabulous in art journaling and mixed media and stuff, wouldn't they? And if you now go online, and you could probably go on like eBay and Etsy and all those sorts of places and find people selling them for a fortune, as ephemera. But I thought, well, that's really cute, and that, something a little bit different. And I could make my own, but I know that I won't make my own. So sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and go, I'm just going to buy it and be done with it. I will have it in my stash. Then, look, I even got that all back in there. I've broken the top. Can't see the thing. So that was another ideology thing. And that was all my ideologies. And then Denise from I Love Mixed Media, who is on Facebook, was doing a little Halloween sale on her page. And I've just now got into this thing of getting all these Halloween things, and I don't know what's happened to me. So she had this little Halloween pack. Well, no, first I'll tell you about these, because I did look at the Tim Holtz bottles. in the shop, and I nearly bought them, but I know I have got some bottles like this in my stash. Yeah, don't makes you go, why did we? But we didn't know, did we, Caroline? We didn't know that eventually they could make really good ephemera on things. People might buy them off of us. Think about how many, I used to go through so many photos, taking tons and tons of photos and getting them developed. So he had little bottles, but I thought, I'm sure I've got little bottles in my stash, little ones like, these things. But then Denise had these ones on her sale, and the reason I got these, I think she charged $4.50 for them. She only had a few sets, but she charged $4.50. But I got these because I liked the fact there was some different ones. So that's like a little sciencey one. So if you was even doing like a little potion, potions or science or anything like that. And they were all different sizes. Some have got the corks in, some haven't. And I just thought, I really like, she's got a little one that's a star shape in here as well. So I thought they were a little bit different. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 little bottles, and I thought that was a really good deal for those. And I thought they would be lovely in some of this idea that I have for these things. And she was also selling a little sort of Halloween embellishments. So it was all just bits. I think this was that might have been £4, that might be £4.50. It was one or the other, but it's all different bits and pieces, like little, what is on that one? Oh, it's a witch. So there's like a witch on a broomstick and a cabochon. This is like a little crystal ball, or you can stick it in something above. She did say about, there's this little crown, so you can put like that on top of that. You've got a little crystal ball, to be sort of magical, and got ghosty beads, an eyeball. And, a little witch's hat, all those, just some little bits and bobs that you can just pop into your makes. And I wanted definitely a little pumpkin. And there's a pumpkin with a rabbit, which I thought was a bit creepy, but, I don't know why I think a pumpkin with a rabbit is more creepy than just the pumpkin. I think it's because it's an evil pumpkin as well, so, not that pumpkins can truly be evil. So I got those, and she was also selling some of her moulds, and I have wanted this Finnabair mould since it came out, and and again, it's another one. I and ahed. My husband knows me so well. He knows if I sort of say, I want it, and then I go, no, I won't get it. And he knows that eventually I will probably get it. So there's this one, and the apothecary bottles. I lost out on the apothecary bottle mould, but to be honest, I couldn't really afford to buy both of them. But this is the vintage light bulbs. I just love a light bulb. So I made a video ages ago where I showed doing the resin for a frame. And it's actually a really well-watched video because I went through how to do it and then time-lapsed it, curing. But I might do another one of these because it's a while since I've done a resin mould video. And they are so fun. There's I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. I've counted 27. It might not be 27. Excuse me, because I may have counted that wrong. But there's loads of little light bulbs, and they're all different sizes, different shapes. They're all vintage, and they're gorgeous. So that was those. So now I went to the Works because I watched Tracy Wellham. I think that's her name. She's on YouTube. She also follows her on Facebook, and she had been to the Works. And she had these little broomsticks that she bought in there. So I went to the Works in Newport. They didn't have the broomsticks, but they did have this topper pack, and they had the paper pack. Now, I'm not much of a paper pack buyer, to be totally honest, but the reason I bought this paper pack is because of things like this, because the paper in there is quite thin, and I thought that these sorts of images were actually really lovely ones to just fussy cut and use as collage rather than as paper. And you get quite a few that are, I mean, you get some, I can still use the papers, but like more of those ones. There was 2 different pads. This one had the more realistic looking images in, and that, I love that. So I would cut all of these out to use for art journaling collage. I wouldn't use that, the paper in its own right. I would use the images, and you got that. So you got all the leaves. Let me do it this way, might be easier. So you've also got some planes in there, which I might use. Might not. more not mushrooms, pumpkins. You've got those beautiful leaves. So you could cut all of those out, use them with flowers and things. Those lovely leaves. And that was the reason why I went for that one, because I just saw it more as a fussy cutting pad than as a paper pad. So, and it was, I mean, it's £2. It's not, and then they had these card toppers, which were only £1. Let me chop the lid off. Chop the top off. And they had, I think, they had some more Halloweeny ones that were foam stickers, but I didn't really want foam. I wanted some cardboard. Again, I'm looking at these more for journaling and mixed media rather than card making. I mean, they called them card toppers. But again, I love mushrooms. I love toadstools and mushrooms. Got big acorns. So this is like an autumnal sort of seasonal type ones. You've got your green pumpkins. Got more leaves, more sort of, is that a sweet chestnut leaf? I think it's a sweet chestnut. Or a horse chestnut. No, I think it's a sweet chestnut. Different shaped sort of squashes. More toadstools, more different leaves. As the leaves are just starting to change. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the thing I do like. It's good, isn't it? You can sit and... don't have to sit at your table to do fussy cutting. I take the bin, because I eat bits everywhere, and then just sit and watch something, can't you, while you're cutting things out, and have a little pot to pop them all in. I don't know why I'm keeping that in there. I don't need to keep that. So that was from the Works. Then I went to Poundland, and I got these. Do you know what? You know when you see these in little packs of ephemera things? And they put about 6 on a thing or 3 on a thing, and they charge you about 6-7 quid. Do you know what first drew me to these was actually the pot? The pot. And then I thought, it's got lots of little tiny bulldog clips that you can use, or you could vintage them up with some alcohol inks or some pastes and stuff, or paint, and make them look like them ones that are really expensive. And it was £1. £1. Oh, they would, Caroline. They would look good with me owls. Oh, I mean, you know I love a mushroom and a pumpkin. But it was £1. And do you know what I was thinking? I would probably pay £1 for that pot in somewhere like the Range, in their canning department. What's it called? Where if you were making your preserves. You'd probably find they'd charge you £1 for that jar. And then I've got all them little things. So that, for example, in my little, this little one, you could, they just go nice on little journals and things, don't they? When you mix media pieces and stuff, or, oops, that's just come off the front of my journal. Put that back on in a sec. So that was that. That's all my arty crafty bits. What have I got here? I've got some stickers. I think Denise put them in with my my bits that I bought. So that's why I've got stickers. So let's put some of this out of the way. Then I did go, I knew I bought something else in the Works. It was these. I have told my family to stop me from buying canvases, but they're no use. They don't stop me buying canvases. Every time I go in there, I go, I'll just buy another couple of canvases just in case. Until I just knocked that phone. I'm sorry about that. You bought some biscuits in a sale for the tin. Luckily, the biscuits were nice. Oh, it's bad, isn't it, Kat? I walk around the supermarket going, oh, look at that bottle. And it's like a £40 bottle of gin or something. And I'm just going, oh, look at the bottle, though. Look at the bottle. I don't buy it. Because you can get some fab things in the charity shops, can't you, as well? So was it somewhere? We have mermaid gin on the island. And the bottles are sort of sought after. But I saw one for sale somewhere. And it was like about £20. And I said, if I was going to pay £20 for the bottle, I'd pay the 30, I think they're about £40 a bottle. I said, I'd rather pay £40 for the gin, have the gin and then have the bottle. So I've only paid £20 for the gin then, haven't I? But yeah, so I've got these two. I've got some smaller canvases from them and the long ones, but I wanted some slightly bigger ones. And these are 8x8. So they're different. Do you know what? Because I don't use my canvases for anything fine art, they are literally, to do mixed media and things like that on. I don't want to pay a ton of money for my canvases because I'm going to put so much gesso on this anyway. I mean, they always say they're pre-gessoed, triple gesso primed, but I'm not quite sure what it is they do to them. I never feel like it's like proper gesso. But for £3, I mean, it's £1.50 a canvas. I mean, you can't complain in the Works for their for their canvases, can you? Let's move that up there. And then I got this. Now I was looking. I've got bits in it now. I was looking for a funding to put bits in so that when I don't know, it's still too big really. I haven't got space on the table to fit this when I'm doing mixed media. But my idea was that I would use this to put things in. Now this is a jewelry, a drawer. What was it? I've thrown away the bit that was around it. It was in B&M. Yeah, it was B&M. I got it in B&M. It's £4. And it's like not a cutlery. It's like to put in your drawer, and it expands to your drawer size. Which I probably won't use them out to bits. But it's got 12 compartments, and I was thinking, so like if I was doing my mixed media, like Tim Holtz has his bunting, but I don't think they're deep enough or big enough for me. And I like the fact it's got different sizes. I could put like all my little bottles. Let's just tip them out in one go like that. In one, and then they would be there ready. And then I could put let's get the skulls out. My skulls, like in another one. And I can get rid of the packaging. What else did I have? Candles. Let's get it all out. Candles, you can go in there. So my candles in there. Oh, so if you were doing themed pieces, you could put everything in it. So if I was doing like the autumn one, put all my toppers, the little cardboard toppers, in one, put all my little metallic embellishments in another. So I'll probably put all those in another one. I might put all my, probably won't put those, but you could like put taller things. So that was my idea with this. I thought that'd be quite a cool idea. I didn't really think about I didn't realise until after I bought it that those bits came out to the side. So you could put some big bits of paper and stuff in that if you wanted to. Really, this is better if you've got bigger space than I have. But, why let practicality stand in the way of a good idea? So let's get, I'm just going to put that all on the floor. So that is my haul as such, but I might just, it's only 11:45. Let's have a little play. I'm going to put them down there. I won't use them. Let's play with some of the papery bits. And I've got my little journal, which I've just knocked. I did knock the off one of the pages. It's not got a cover as such. It's just I stole this idea. Oh no, I borrowed. No, what's the word? I saw somebody else. I saw Abs from All and Create with using his memory decks dies to make a little journal, and I thought I can do that. I've got memory decks dies, so I got some disc things. I didn't realise that, I hadn't even thought about the fact that these are the same as what's on my memory decks, Rolodex thing. Yeah, that's the thing, Caroline, isn't it? If you put it, that's what I thought, if you just went through, think, right, I want to make an autumn project, go through your stash, put all your autumny bits in there, and then they're there in front of you, rather than what I would normally just think, oh, I've got a packet of so-and-so in my cupboard that I could have used for that. Yeah, it sort of puts it right in front of you, doesn't it? I want a... Oh, I've got my... So it's just sounded like somebody was coming down the stairs then, but I think it's the wind. That's because I am the only person in the house, so that would be a bit of a concern. Appropriated, that's the word. Appropriated the idea. So some have already started in here. This was really handy, because what I did was I went through some of this cardstock. Like, this is the wood grain Ranger one, and I've got the leather one. And they've been sitting in, and I just don't really use them. So I thought, if I put them on, cut out some memory decks cards and make this little journal, then I'm more likely to use it. So I've got some, that's mixed media. So I've got black, I've got different types of watercolour in here. I think that's a watercolour. So it's all different types. I don't know what to do. What about some mixed media? And because you can just pull them off these, it's really handy. Really like that idea. Let's get that. Let's use some of this. I don't think I want to do anything too Halloweeny yet. But let's get a one that's more texty. Well, that'd be quite nice for autumnal, wouldn't it? It's more like a... I haven't planned this at all, so I could be just like... I'm not quite sure how this will turn. Let's put some of that on there. Or let's put some colour in the background first, so it shows over the colour, shall we? The only thing I'm thinking of is I would probably be more likely to use a paint if I'm going to stick that over, because it will potentially lift it up, although it's not ever usually too bad. Let's have a look. What have I got lurking around me? I've got so many things lurking around me. But it's a case of... Do you know what are permanent? Is ink tents, isn't they? Ink tents. Now, I have got ink tents. Can't remember where they are, but I've got some. I think they're in this drawer here. That looks potentially... No, they're Neo colours. So I'm trying not to knock that. Aha, here we go. Here we go. So that's charcoal. I put everything in together in there. So I bought this recently. I haven't got around to using it. It's water soluble granite. Granite, not granite. That'd be funny. Water soluble granite, wouldn't it? Water soluble graphite. Let's go for some autumnal type colours, because this in theory then should be permanent and not move. So let's just do some blocks of colour, some sort of autumn colours. What haven't we got? We haven't got the brown on. Bit more brown down there. Bit of that red. Did I use the orange? I didn't use the orange, did I? This is probably going to be really intense now, because ink tense is, as its name suggests, isn't it? Intense. Right, let's move those off of there. Put that there. And we need some water. And let's get a brush and do a little bit of... I may need to dry it out now, so I'm probably going to have to wash my brush, aren't I, to get the different colours. I don't want it to all blend together too much, because it will end up just as one one colour and I wanted to see the different colours. Intense is so intense. Now what you can do actually is, if I've got, so I feel like that, I want a bit more of that colour in there. Maybe a bit down here. I need to leave that to dry now because that's going to end up too stingy, isn't it? Right, let's put, sorry. Oh, I should have warned you if I switched that on, sorry. Let's give that a dry. Might need a bit of a blot. Now I've got my Liquitex Max Medium. I do also have the Tim Holtz one, but I'm trying to use up this one because it's sort of getting towards the bottom and I want to sort of finish it off. Do it on the back to sort of try and even it out a little bit. Right, so this is one of the collage papers. I quite like that the words down the side. So what you can do is get the water and go down to, I'm going to take that bit off. I might use that along the bottom. No, tear it just to give a nice feathery edge. You can cut it with your scissors, but you just get more of a harsh line then when you stick it down. If you feather it a bit, it sort of blends better when you use your collage medium to sort of stick it down. Right, so then I've got that bit. I quite like that number 86. So I might not bother with the collect. I might just keep that separate and just take the number off. Yeah. Just use the number in the corner, I think, and keep that. I'll keep all my bits. Oh no, so I want to, maybe, do I want to put that there? Or maybe anywhere I stick it, it's going to go on the bit, isn't it? Like that, so maybe just to there, actually. So it might go there. And let's just go. I'm going to maybe take it there. Oops. So I've gone quiet now, I'm just focusing, aren't I? And let's go down that line there. And then, again, I will not throw these bits out or anything. These are all go back in the packet. Pop you over there so you can... Right, so... The thing I like about collage paper is that I also don't have to worry about going over the edge. Let me just turn that over so it's a bit cleaner. There we go. Right, so like I said, I have got my I have got the Tim Holtz one, which I do love, the matte one, but I'm trying to use this up because it's near to the end and I really do want to get through it. So that it's just one less, one less pot sitting on my shelf. because otherwise I end up with lots of, now this should, in theory, because Inktense is permanent, once dry, that being the key word, hopefully that's dry enough. Even if it mingles a little bit, it won't matter. We'll soon find out on the back of here. Actually, I think it has dried. So that's one good thing about Inktense. But it is something to think about when you're doing your collage papers, because I do them over things like Distress Inks, but it does tend to, because you're putting, you're re-wetting it with the medium, it does lift the colour a little bit sometimes, and sort of means, but I don't tend to mind too much. Let's lay that down, and then we'll put a little bit. And this is what I love about collage paper, is that you get that image over the top. And, in theory you could do it with a stamp, but you haven't always got all the stamps, and also if you've got anything that's a little bit more awkward to stick onto. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. See, I had to buy a new pot of the Tim Holtz one, and then I thought, really, until I should use up the other things I've got. Now, I'm just going to fold this over the back and just stick it like that. I'm not going to worry about cutting it off or anything, because it's just in my little mini journal. It's not, it's not a piece that I'm giving away. Well, I could give away, couldn't I? But, nobody apart from me is going to see the back of this, so I'm not worried. I just want to do it quick rather than... should have probably done something with that, because that is now trying to get very awkwardly around that little tab that I made. So I may just cut that bit, just because it is an awkward sort of shape, and I won't keep that little bit to put back in the packet, I promise. I don't keep everything. Every now and again I have to go through my folders of all the little bits of the card, when you keep all them little bits of cards, because you think, well, I could always stamp a sentiment on that. Until it's like the packet is like you're thinking, I'm never going to stamp a sentiment on that. And then I keep all the bigger bits still, and I usually end up I used to always give them away to my children, and then I realised that they just put them in a pot somewhere, so now they just sort of go in the recycling bin or something. Or sometimes I give them away to a nursery, so because they always like little bits of card that the children can just, scribble on and, not have to worry about. And they say, let's stick that down there. Because I do like that. I just love numbers. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about numbers. It's very strange, isn't it? Like, loads of people really like numbers, I think. Because maybe they're just so prevalent in our lives. And now that can go nice and straight along the bottom, so I don't have to worry. So this is the other thing, putting your one collage paper on top of another just works really nicely. Now I may have to just give this a quick blast with my heat tool, just to make sure that's dry before I do anything else. That lid isn't going back in there. There. Right, put that in the water. Give this a like. So I apologise because this is really loud. We made a concerted effort to do sort of test Oh no, Caroline. I'm pretty good with paper packs. I don't buy an awful lot of paper packs, but I have a lot of, like, obviously white and black and you don't like to throw them away, do you? Like, if you cut into a piece of A4, you want to keep all those little extra bits you chopped off. You don't want to waste them. I say I'm not a paper person. I have actually got tons of, I used to love, I still love, but I don't really use, the Heartfelt Creations paper packs. I went through a real thing of, I bought tons of the different collections. To be fair, I mean, I sold so many of the stamps and dies because I just wasn't using them. I sold tons and tons of the stamps and dies, but obviously if you've used like, you know, number of sheets out of a paper pack, you can't sell that. So I've still got loads of the papers, all different collections. But one day I might use them. All right, so that's a bit dry. Now let's think what we want to do with this. All right, we've got these from the little thinking if I could just have like a couple of little elements just to make a little, and we've got our little field, and I keep wanting to call them field notes. Do you know what? It's because there was a pack of ephemera that was called field notes, and that's why I keep thinking that this is field notes when it's actually, well, that's a botanical label. That would be quite cool. Oh, I'm liking that. So this is what I mean. Like, I've used, that's one. There's 233 in there. So that's 232 left. How long is it going to take me to get through them? So it wasn't worth me buying the stamp set. I'm going to throw that in the bin. What else? I've used the collage paper. Oh, we have got, I could use a little bit of this as a little, I want to use a plain one because I don't want to use one of the ones that I'm going to cut up. Oh, I could cut, ooh. Just thinking I could make a little, let's cut out a little pumpkin. Heart preparation paper, but yeah. I mean, the trouble is, I mean, I don't really buy many paper pads now because I do like to create my own. But like I said, that just, I do love a bit of fussy cutting, so let's cut out a pumpkin and have that on there as well. And then I've just got to see if I've got like a sentiment that fits in any of my, I've got because I've got those, these, there might be something autumny in here or suitable because I don't think all of these are like purely really creepy Halloweeny sentiments. I haven't, to be totally honest, because I was waiting to do a video and now a live of these things. I didn't even look in there, so there may be. See, like in the shadow of the trees, you know, they're not the silence of the night. I don't believe I'll ever feel any creepier. But like here inside my heart. You know, there are some quite Halloweeny ones, but there's others that are not at all anything to do with Halloween. So his curiosity, fully awake. The door to the dungeon swung shut. That's obviously a bit more creepy. Smouldering rubbish with an old broomstick. Oh, that I just love. They're just so random. I just love them. They're just, see, over the distance. Clusters of oaks. Now there was a little acorn, wasn't there? So I don't want to cover. No, I don't want to cover up too much of. Now what I will do is, what was that one on the first page I saw? Not a small grinning skull. Lost in the woods. There you go. That's a nice one. Lost in the woods would fit, wouldn't it? But I do want to just. I don't like to have those raw edges. Let's get an actual bit of ink, that might help, because I don't think there is any ink on that brush. Let's go with Vintage Photo, always a good standard one. Love a bit of Vintage Photo. I might do actually round the edge of the page as well. I'm just thinking, have I got my glue gel all in my things? In my syringe things. It's not as dark as I would like it around that edge. Now see, I like those with their white edges because I feel like they sort of look like they're meant to be like that. You've been using your Christmas themed paper cuts, and it's kind of, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, see, is it Dawn Ditchburn Shiny Creation. She does things on her YouTube channel where she takes like a paper pack and she does that where she just goes, how many cards can we make? And it's such a good idea. I give all my cards, not all my cards, most of the cards I make through lives, and when I'm making them, to make posts and things, I give them to my husband to take to work, and they sell them. Just not for very much money, but just to make a little bit of money for the wards, and it's the activities coordinator sells them. So she then uses the money to buy things to do activities with the patients and stuff. Oh, I do like that. That's nice. What was I thinking before that? I was looking. Do you know, after all, I was actually looking for a bit of paper to run across, wasn't I? And I never actually did it. That's too dark. Because then I got distracted by pumpkin. I don't know if that would be too. What's the other one that's in there? I think there's 3. And so there's 3 patterns. Oops, that didn't rip out very well, did it? But as it happens, I just want to rip a bit anyway. So. Oh, I should have done that the other way round. I'm just thinking if I could just put a little bit of that. I feel that's maybe taking too much of my background away. I don't want to cover up all of that. But that would be quite nice, just that bit. Right, let's stick that on. We're just going, I wasn't sort of really thinking about what I was going to do with this little journal page. So it's literally made up as we go along, like most things, to be fair. That is what crafting should be about, and just having fun, making it up as you go along, seeing what you got, putting it together. If it doesn't work, doesn't matter. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to put a little bit of ink around the edge of the whole page, wasn't I? See, I do have a vague recollection sometimes of what I'm actually doing. Oop, fingers are sticking. What I like so is that if you wanted to, you could go in with like an alcohol marker, or I like using the Pitt pens from Faber-Castell. Oh, you follow Dawn. She's good, isn't she? I do like Dawn. And yeah, I mean, it's such a good thing, isn't it? It's just like, well, see, because I don't send many cards, to be totally honest. But I do like making the odd card. It's not, art journaling is more what I do, more because it's I feel like you sort of need a reason to make a card. Well, it's not if you're selling them or giving them away, then it's quite good because you don't need a reason so much. But you sort of need an occasion, don't you? Whereas art journaling, I just feel it's just me having fun. Hi, Sharon. How are you doing? So it's like, oh, that's made it. I like that. That's better. It's made it a little bit more. I wonder whether I should have just gone over that paper edge with a little bit of brown. There, just do that. So sometimes you just do something and you think, oh, I should have done that, and then just stick on. I've been on since about 11:05. I went for a haul first of all, if you want to watch that back, of stuff that I've been buying, and then we're just like using a few of the bits to make a quick journal card. I'll guess what you meant. So I want to use a bit of glue gel. Now this, I know some people say about the fact that this is Pin Flare, and I do like it, and people say about it getting dried up, but I think that is the point. The idea is that it dries up in this little bit at the top so that it doesn't dry the whole thing out. And I never have too much, she says, as I'm now going to have lots of difficulty just pulling out the bit that's dried up. I usually just stick that in there and then pull it out. That's not coming out as a whole. I'm scared of one of these. Oh, thank you, Caroline. It made me get my Inktense blocks out, didn't it? I've not got, do you know what? I haven't used my Inktense blocks in so long. and I'm trying so hard to have things within my eyesight and within range so that I use them, but I still go to the same sorts of things all the time. The trouble is, distress inks are so handy, aren't they? And because I've got this little set, they're just there to my right, and I just get them out all the time and I use them, or I grab my watercolour set there, or the alcohol markers, and I don't think about all the other things, that are there in front of me that I could use. Oh, that has worked. Oh, popping me on the big telly. Ooh. Oh no, you can't see me. I was just going to go, oh no, and then I realised you can't see my face. Oh look, I've got blooming glue on it. Good job that this is probably going to go in front of it. I think I like them. I'm just sort of giving them a little bit of shape. I do like these. £1. That's cheap, isn't it? So, I love doing my own ephemera with my stamps and everything like that. But sometimes you just want something, if you want to just do something quick, you want, a little bit of crafting. You don't want to spend too long having to do everything. Yeah, they are. And actually, even though like I was scribbling them down, once you've sort of put things over them, it just got a really autumnal sort of vibe going on. The autumn evening. Let's have that one there. And then we just want, what's it? I said Lost in the Woods, I think. Lost. Oh. See, I usually love to go through these and find like a few that make like a little, what is it they say? Like, it's a bit like found, is it called found poetry? Where people like look in books and they just take like little bits and they like take different bits and put it together to make a sort of a poem. Oh, I quite like doing that sometimes. Lost in the woods, I whispered the words. And then you could have something really creepy and evil, couldn't you? But no, it gave me no pleasure. She couldn't move. I don't think Lost in the Woods, she couldn't move. That would not go with my nice autumnal prettiness, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness, I'm on the TV everywhere. We can't get it on our TV. We used to be able to do YouTube on our TV, but I don't know. There's a reason. I think we had a subscription to something. Xbox Live, I think it was, and then we no longer had it, so we couldn't do it anymore. They were just ordinary people. Tales of intrigue and adventure. Oh, I don't know what to do now. Not he was afraid. I don't want anything horrible. Lost in the woods. I want something nice. Watching and waiting. Maybe watching a beautiful. Lost in the woods. A beautiful garden. There we go. Lost in the woods. I've lost a beautiful garden. Over the distant clusters of oaks, a beautiful garden. There, that makes like I'm a poet and I don't know it. A bit spooky. Oh, there you go. So that sort of Lost in the woods with over the distant clusters of oaks, a beautiful garden. Let's, do you know what I do quite like about these stickers is they don't stick down like permanently straight away. So you can have a little sort of, you can put them, oh, I don't want to cover my number. Beautiful garden like that. And then I do stick them with glue. Oh, yeah. I think, oh yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking they could stick on my little bottles. Well, no, and the other ones, the Curator. And so, but yeah, these would go nice on the bottles, wouldn't they? So I stick them down with glue because they are sticky, but they are. I always figure, well, they're only stickers, aren't they? They're not meant. I don't ever feel like they would stick properly, so I do always tend to stick them with glue as well. Do you know what could do on here as well? I think a little bit of frost, a little bit of glitteriness. Let's go there. Oops, that one's stuck a little bit more than I thought. So I could have gone around these. So, I don't know what the weather. Oh, I'm trying to work out now, Sharon, what your weather's doing. We're going into autumn, so you're going into spring, aren't you? So you might have a bit better weather now. The weather here today is very windy. It's, I think it's meant to pour with rain again later. I judge it by the fact that speak properly. I'm in the boot sale group for the Isle of Wight, and you always know, like, when they're cancelling their boot fairs, the weather's, I judge what the weather's going to be like on, are they cancelling the boot fairs? Although they do seem to cancel them quite easily. There we go. Lost in the woods over the distant clusters of oaks. A beautiful garden. Now I have got somewhere. I'm trying to think where is it? Is it in this drawer? I've got this one. Distress Stickles Clear Rock Candy. I wonder whether that would... Spring and it's freezing. Oh. Let's see if... This isn't sparkly, but it's no, it is sparkly because it's glitter, but it's not got interference in it, so it's a clear sparkle. So let's just put a little bit on, just to like a little bit of frost as we get the first frost. To be fair, we don't get a lot of frost here. I just thought we don't get snow. We don't. Because when I first ever got my first car, I was like, I must get de-icer and that, and my dad was like, you're not going to need much of that. He was right. I hardly ever need to defrost my windscreen. So I'm hoping that once that dries, that is going to leave a nice sparkle, just a delicate sparkle on those few bits, just to... So I don't know whether you can even see that, but it's... At the moment, it just looks like it's wet, I think. But hopefully it will dry and have a bit of a sparkle to it. But there we go. So a quick journal page. Well, it wasn't that quick, was it? But using some of my new things... Some bits and bobs. So what did we use? I used the paper pad and the... Oh, move that. And the ephemera. Or the card toppers, as they call them, from the Works. We've used the Collage Halloween 2024 paper. We used the Curator. I was going to say conservator because it's written in, I think it's in French, isn't it? The Curator, one of the little thingamies, and the Halloween 2024 sticker book, which I can't wait to use some of these people out of here. So you get five sheets of the words clippings, one sheet of the like skulls and stuff, and then 2 sheets of the the little photos, so you get 12 photos. But I think they could be quite cool in like a Polaroid die cut or something, couldn't they? And bits of creepiness around them. You can see the sparkle. Good. It might just be the wetness of the what is this? Gel clear rock candy stickles. Hardly, well, no, I have used it a few times. I usually take the brush out and I just stick something in myself to get the stuff out. I find the brush a little bit clumpy. So there we go. So thank you ever so much if you stuck with me, especially Caroline, you've stayed with me since the start. So if you didn't catch the beginning, I was doing, the first half is sort of more me doing a bit of a crafty haul of some bits and pieces I bought, like did visit Art from the Heart up in Harrogate, and so I bought some bits from there, some bits from the Works, some bits from Denise from I Love Mixed Media, and jewellery, I think it's a jewellery box holder thing, like a thing for a drawer, from B&M. So, and my lovely, you might like this. Oh no, you do more arty things now, don't you? Why I was thinking you did mixed media, Sharon. I don't really do mixed media things. You do more arty things. Oh, but a lovely light bulb from the Cherry Shop, big light bulb to put something in. But I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But thank you ever so much for joining me. So now I've got that haul out of the way, I can make some videos hopefully with some more journal pages. And if you think I should do like a Halloweeny clock with some of the bits and pieces I've shown today, let me know in the comments. I probably need to do it in the comments rather than the chat, because I think once you come off being live, the chat disappears. You can't see the chat anymore. So it's just comments. So thank you ever so much. Have a lovely rest of your week. And I'm hoping I'm going to do some more lives on YouTube. I tend to do my lives over on Facebook more. So if you're watching this and you don't follow me on Facebook, I'm just Jane Royston over on Facebook, and I do lives for a couple of different companies. Plus sometimes I even do like general ones on my own page as well. I'm very bad at organising that. So have a lovely rest of the day, lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you soon. Now I've got to work out how to get off this, because this is different to normal. All right. Bye. Ooh, sorry, that was really bad. Oh, look, I can down like that. All right, let me work out. Do I do that?